Hey guys, so we're looking at Extreme Duel 2 here. So my list here is just purely gimmick. I'm just playing for fun here. Well, sometimes that's just what you gotta do. So the most prominent lists for this event are simply FTK burn and such. So there is this one card, for example. So if you discard this card, it is a quick effect to discard, and it just burns for 1,000. So let's see if we could find that. Skip draw phase, quick effect. It is only a rare. Firecracker. Quick effect, you can discard this card to inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent, and if you do, skip your next draw phase. You can only use this effect of Firecracker once per turn. Each time your opponent takes effect damage, place one counter on this card once per turn. During the end phase, remove all counters from this card that were placed by its effect, and if you do, inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each. So this is just a burn card that's rare. You bet your ass people are playing this at 3, and then they're playing like cards that just do a lot of drawing, and they're just running other burn cards. So yeah, that's the event in a nutshell. And there's also like some funny guys that are playing Masquerade, or whatever. No, not Masquerade. Uh, Mask. Let's see. I just can't spell Masquerade yet. Okay. So some guys are just trying to summon a couple of copies of Masquerade, so you can only activate like so many effects before you just die to burn, I guess is the idea. But you know, just for funsies. Here's one of the decks you can play just to deal with all this burn. So most of these burn effects are going to be effect damage, so all you need is to be able to fusion summon one DD monster, and technically you win. So this DDD Oracle King Dark. Any effect that would inflict damage to you makes you gain that much LP instead, so this works. So let's just go over and see how hard this would be to do. So we have copies of Lamia, 7 Copernicus, and Kepler. So these are a low rarity, and then we can just grab like let's see, Swamp King, this one, and the other Swamp King, copies of Salvin Kepler, and then just a bunch of like low rarity DD monsters, and we also have Swamp King, and then we just throw in like a bunch of low rarity DD fusions like Purple Armageddon or whatever, and then we just fusion summon into Oracle King Dark, and then good enough. Now we gain life points instead of take damage. And this is not like once per turn, once per chain. This is just a continuous effect, so we now gain life points. You can now no longer burn us to death. Yippee, I guess. But also on the downside, if you're playing like legit DD, you get put to 24 life points. So that's a little sketchy. Sounds a lot sketchy actually. So typically you're activating Ragnarok effect and then Gilgamesh effect, which burns you for like 2,000. But on the bright side, you do get to burn like 1,000 back with King Hell effect. Wait a second. Oh. Burn with King Tell effect. You could summon 3 copies of King Tell and burn your opponent for game. Oh, I forgot I made that. Wait, that's actually a legit FTK now, huh? But I mean, I think that requires like 3 or 4 cards to do this combo. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure about like if this is that viable. Actually, maybe. Well, that's me getting distracted again, I guess. So, yeah, there's also some cards that you guys might want to know. So, just cards that make you take no effect damage. So let's see if we can find them here. So, yeah, it's hard to search like this, but okay. So we have Hanawada, I believe. So this card, quick effect, you discard this card, you take no effect damage this turn. This is good for Extreme Duel 2 as well. And then there is some normal card, so it's like something of the forest, I think, right? Let's see. This one. Echo Mystical Spirit of the Forest. When you take damage from an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. Also, both players take no further effect damage this turn. So this is another one of those cards that from hand can protect you from dying to burn. So I mean, like, if the FTK, like the burn FTK is really an issue, you can just go ahead, do 3 copies of Echo, and then you can do like 3 copies of Hanawata. They are not even hard once per turn. So if you ran like a lot of them, not that big of a deal, but you still need a win con of your own, whatever that may be. So my strategy here is pretty simple. I just resolve scars. You can't burn me to death with only 1 card in hand, and you have no extra deck. So if you're actually trying to play something, well, if you're playing without a hand and without an extra deck, good luck with that one, I guess. But aside from that, just if you think about the meta for this, like if this was around for a while, I think the meta would actually just shift. Because if you think about like how many burn FTKs would be coming up and how many people would be trying burn strategies, that would promote a lot of Hanawata or Echo, the mystical spirit of the forest, being played. And this would in turn just uh, allow for a lot of nothing to be taking place because there's 6 cards that completely stop your entire deck, essentially. At some point, you gotta wonder, well, why not just play regular FDKs? Just you definitely could because like your opponent, is just running 6 useless bricks essentially with Hanawata and Echo. So why not just go ahead and run actual FTK? Why not just play like Exodia or something? I mean, you just can, so why not? You might as well. And that's simple enough to pull off. So in this case, this isn't a legit FTK, but it wouldn't be hard to just pull off a legit FTK. Like whatever FTK you might be like thinking of or thinking up. And speaking of which, now that I think about it, even if we go the route of burn FTK, we could just set up like a negate beforehand. So Verte is still around. Instant Fusion is not, so that is a little harder to get Independent Nightingale into the graveyard here. But I mean, if you found a way to put this into the graveyard by whatever means, like if you just manage to put this into the graveyard, then copy its effect with Starving Venom. This is just lethal, but like of course so Echo wouldn't protect you against this, you would just die on the spot. So it's just Hanawata now, which would be able to quick effect to this. But I mean, if you just set up like a Baron or Apo before this, you only need to burn once, right? So it's just 1 Starving Venom. So Starving Venom actually still kills, so if assuming you have like 1 negate to follow this up with. And I mean, just like for example, Apo Baron is probably enough to win like a lot of games here, so not that bad, I guess. To just go like this route. So yeah, just an actual FTK, why not? Like there's a billion different ways to FTK. Like we could go by deck out, for example. I'm pretty sure deck out strategies are just fine. I don't think they really require your life points value to be any different. If you want to be fancy with it, why not summon Yajiro Invader? What's your opponent gonna do about it? Activate Hanawata? I mean, technically you can activate Hanawata whenever, so I guess they could. But like, I mean, the meta would shift back and forth like this because if you're getting legit FTK, then you need to put in like Maxi, Ash Blossom, and whatever else, like Droll maybe. But then like all of those don't stop burn FTK, and then you'll just die to that. So it's like kind of like a little bit of a cycle. So you could die to this, you could die to that. So meta for this would be pretty weird. But I mean, just from my personal opinion, like DD seems like it'd be pretty good in this meta for like Extreme Duel 2 because you just have effects that gain you life points. Like Vice King Requiem actually gains you some life points. And then you have your copy of Oracle King. So you're harder to kill for so many reasons. And then there is also, of course, Rage. If I can find Rage. Can we find Rage? Oh, there you are. Where's this from? Legacy Pack. I've not pulled any copies of Zero King Rage. Unfortunate. But Rage works. Is this also from Legacy? Unfortunate. Oh, okay. Oh, whatever. So, if we have Rage, we, every single, turn, I believe, right? Yeah. If you would take effect damage, you take no damage. So we have that lovely effect. So that's like two different cards that help with us getting burned. And I mean, it also helps that we have actually just negates that can stop whatever your burn card is. So like Flame Hiking Genghis is not really the option here, but like you have Baron, Siegfried, you have where is it? Here we go. Headhunt, and that all helps. A little bit can go a long way, I guess. But I mean, in general, you should be able to just play like whatever deck you regularly play. It's just simply win the coin flip, and you'll probably be okay. I mean, you can still technically die to burn, assuming you do a combo that doesn't end on like enough of certain types of interactions. Then you're just going to die to a bunch of spell trap burn, which is not where you want to be. So gotta be a little bit careful of that. If I just play regular Mech Knights without scars, I'm still doing decent because I have the ability to use whispers, so I can negate a lot of like spells and also traps with key as well. So with those three, I just negate like any monster effects that are trying to burn me. I can negate any spell traps that are trying to burn me, and I am probably just okay. So yeah, but for this list specifically, with how things are right now, honestly, just I'm thinking maybe just remove all copies of Ash Blossom Joe Spring because honestly, if you might see me, good for you. And then we just having these are at 2 helps a little bit in case you like open one of them, I guess. A few more optimizations could be done, but like just in general. If you want to just resolve, for example, the Scars combo, like you could actually bump up your copies of like World Legacy Succession, but Succession's not necessarily the best card in this deck. So you can bump up copies of like Key and Scars because let's see. World or Yursu, the Orcus Mech Knight. Let's see. So actually not Scars. Scars is the only one you don't want. So if you have uh Succession plus Girsu, that is Scars combo. If you have Key plus Girsu, this is also combo. If you have Girsu plus blue, Girsu plus purple, Girsu plus World Legacy's memory, all of these are Scars combo. Believe it or not, that this is just how it is. So the main thing is just getting Girsu. But which I mean, I don't know how you get Girsu because you just want solo Girsu on the field to set up your Mech Knight zones and stuff. And then you also need it to send your copy of World Armor. So nothing really fits the niche Girsu does. So Girsu sends this to set up everything. and then gives you a token, gives your opponent a monster for you to like play around with your Mech Knight zones with and stuff. So I mean, that's why Small World's valuable and these kaijus are being played. These guys are just bridges. And Ciphering Gear Gamma is also a bridge actually, but specifically the driver, because this is kind of weird, but if I have Jizukiru in hand, I go banish Jizukiru, and then we can banish Gamma to add Yursu. Or if we have like, for example, Ibli, I can banish Ibli, then banish Driver, and then that's Girsu. I guess you could use Effect Filler instead, but I don't feel like shelling out 90 UR for this, so this is just what we're working with here. So yeah, that's kind of just how it goes, I guess. So if we were to banish Gamma, we can just banish Gamma, banish Jusakiru, and then add Girsu. So basically, everything here bridges into Girsu somehow. So this one is so banish World Legacy World Armor, banish Jizukiru, add Girsu, then all of these guys are lights as well as Jizukiru, except for this one. Ignite Red Moon has too much in common with Jizukiru. So instead we can banish Radian, I guess, and then add Girsu. So that just works as well. Actually, what does Jizukiru even bridge? I don't 100% remember. I think it does bridge this, which helps. And then this. So Ibli, Radian, Girsu. And it's just a decent card, so we take it. So it's fine in general. Then 2500 defense. So this actually can go into blue. So we can go Ibli, Radian, and then Blue Sky. So got the Small World Bridgin. I think because of those two bridges, I thought it was valuable enough to put in the deck. So we just run it at 2 because there's typically around well, we want to run these Small World bridges at 2 because if we open them in hand with Small World, we get unbelievably screwed sometimes. I haven't done the exact math on this to optimize it, but if you open 2 cards, like the exact same card twice, odds of that are not actually as high as you would think. So here, we have 2 copies of Jizukiru. I guess it happened. But we actually have Kappa here, which is interesting. But the odds of opening just 2 Jizukiru, I believe, in 45, this is like around probably 1% or something. So let's see how many hands we have to roll till we open 2 Jizukiru. So again, so starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So that's 60. Yeah, I just opened 3. Well, okay. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 70, 7, 38, 79, 9, or 79, 80, 1, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 89, 90, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, and we end on 2 copies of Purple Nightfall. So we still haven't gotten 2 copies of Jizukiru. So as you can see, the odds of actually just drawing like 1 card like twice is not actually as high as you would think. So yeah, we're also playing 45 cards, so that affects this a little bit, but a lot of the hands that we saw were actually still pretty playable. Except for like this, this is only able to go second, if at all. But we mostly built the deck to go first, despite it being Mech Knight, so it's a little weird to think about, but yeah. So, I guess that's a good point to just end on for the time being. So, yeah, if this was a permanent mode, it might actually deviate from burn after a while because of all people playing anti-burn cards to the point where it actually becomes more worth just running like an actual FTK that's not burn. But if you do think about it, I'm not sure if this counts for missions. This is a good time to get like your FTK missions done. But I mean, people might scoop pretty fast, so maybe not. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.